Mike Bohn joined now by the former UFC women's bantamweight champion, Julianna Peña, a little over a week away from now being able to capture that belt back. Julianna, I know it's been a long wait for this. Just how good does it feel knowing a week from now you'll be weighed in, about to face off for the final time and ready to fight?
Oh man, I'm so excited. It's finally here. I am just ready to get this over with at this point. I have been waiting for what feels like 18 months to get back inside the octagon, and now it's finally here. It's a very surreal feeling. I will say that. It's like, whoa, I can't believe that it's actually finally here. So I'm excited. We're jonesing. We're ready to go.
How much have you had to practice patience during this break, right? I'm sure you want to fight and maybe being tempted to take fights when you're not completely healthy, things like that. And just knowing that if you stay the course, you'll be back when it makes the most sense and you're ready. Has that been a challenge throughout this layoff?
I would say that the long layoff is a challenge, but I will also say that it's my body telling me that, you're not ready yet. And so I have had many times where I have had to take 2-year stints, layoffs, and I have been able to come back successfully from all of those layoffs and still get my hand raised. So at the end of the day, I have had to practice patience, but patience is definitely in my wheelhouse. I would say that I'm a very patient person. So it's not anything new to me. I've been down these roads before.
Yeah, and it must be very satisfying to know that even during this like unideal time, look where the UFC still regards you, right? They've been waiting for you, knowing when you come back, it's going to be a title fight against whoever the champion was. That must feel good and probably take some pressure off to force your way back or something like that.
Yeah, they like me. They really, really like me. It's a good feeling. I definitely love the UFC, and I love that they have always given me the best opportunities, and all I have to do is just seize the moment. So it's great to know that I have a company like the UFC backing me 100%.
Yeah, and I see that familiar poster behind you for the interview here. So I assume you're still at home, right? Did you not go out like early, or how'd you kind of attack the whole elevation element of this whole thing?
Yeah, no, we are leaving on Monday, and the elevation is, I have fought in Utah before. I have fought in Denver before. I know that when I went out to Denver 3 weeks early, thinking that, the elevation was this gigantic thing that I had to get prepared for, I remember going out there, and after I got my first cardio session done, I was like, I'm not breathing hard. Nothing has changed. What do you mean? And my strength coach was like, I told you we didn't need to come out here early. If you're in shape, you're in shape. And so it's just one of those things where I'll be there Monday and I'll acclimate and have the whole week to acclimate. And if you're in shape, you're in shape. And if you have done your work and done your job, then that's, the confidence that you need. And I know that I have that mat time and all of the confidence in the world as far as making sure that I'm working hard. So that's all that matters.
That's great to hear. How different is this compared to your first time fighting for the title, right? Like obviously Amanda Nunes was at the top of the world then. A lot of people were counting you out and all that stuff. And you pulled off, one of the greatest moments in MMA history. This is obviously a very different situation and things like that. Do you approach it with a different mindset, with lessons learned? How do you say the mentality is different going into this title opportunity?
I actually, my coach had to remind me that this is my third time going for the belt. And I was like, I don't know, it was only my second time. And he's like, no, this is your third. And I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, he had to remind me. I think that for me, I don't want to put pressure on it being, hey, it's a title fight. Hey, this is a big deal. It's like, no, it's a fight. Whoever wants it and whoever has the bigger desire, which I believe is me, is going to get their hand raised. And if you get a belt at the end of that, that's fantastic. For me, it's just all I care about is going in there and doing my job. And that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Do you think this title win will be more satisfying than the Nunes one, or is that moment just really hard to beat?
I would say that I know that my daughter's not going to be there. So when I get my hand raised, I'm going to be sad that I won't be able to share that moment with her inside the octagon like I was able to do with the first Amanda fight. So that right there, I already know is going to probably be a little bit of a buzzkill. But with that being said, I think that Pena 2-time is awesome. And to be able to, win a championship for the second time is just an amazing feat to be able to climb that mountain and get that belt strapped around my waist again. So that's also going to be quite an accomplishment. And I will be proud of both times. I think that they will both mean a lot to me no matter what.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's a great way to put it. I mean, we've seen the greatest champions in the sport's history. They're not people who have done it one time. It's you face the adversity, and getting back there the second time, I'm sure, is all that more difficult.
Yeah, and all that more satisfying as well. Just to be able to do it again, and now that she's older, and show her again, what all of this hard work and blood, sweat, and tears was for, all the sacrifices, all the dedications for my vocation, I think is what's going to make it all that much sweeter.
Yeah. What was the specific reason why she won't be there? Is it just like school and busy schedule and stuff like that, or something more intentional?
Yeah, it's school, and her needing to just stay in school and focus on getting good grades.
Yeah, definitely the priority there. You said back in January after Raquel won the title that you thought you were going to send her into retirement from this fight, and she's going to go enjoy her family time. Do you still feel strongly about that as we approach, or do you think maybe a little bit differently about her fighting future after this?
I don't know. I was probably kidding. I don't care what she does, whether she goes into retirement, whether she fights again. That's not a me problem. That's a her problem. So you're gonna have to ask her what she wants to do there.
Yeah, fair enough. Would that be bad for the division? No, you think like Amanda retires, she retires? Do you think we're kind of losing some of the depth of the weight class here?
No, not at all.
Yeah. Well, we kind of see what it's almost like a mini tournament on this card too, right? With Kayla Harrison versus Ketlin Vieira. Do you think that's the way they're kind of setting this up and positioning it? She's going to be fighting, I think, 1 or 2 fights right before you guys.
I don't think I know. I know for a fact that they told whoever is going to be the winner of that fight will face me for the belt, and that will be my title defense. So yes, that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah. Do you think they'll try to, like, if it is Kayla or even Ketlin, are they going to try to like bring her into the cage and do like a face off, or do you want your moment and kind of kick the can down the road a little bit after you can enjoy this night?
I don't know. I'm not sure actually what they're going to plan on doing, but I'll be ready for all of it. I can tell you that.
Yeah. And in terms of the fight itself, obviously, I think Raquel has kind of crafted out a style that's works for her pretty well over the years and stuff. Obviously, it's Gar to this point, and you've seen that style grow going back to the Ultimate Fighter when you guys kind of first crossed path. What do you think I guess her like biggest strengths and most dangerous elements of her game are going into this fight?
Her strengths are her strength. She is very physically strong, got a solid base, and very technically sound. I think that she throws the ones and twos very, very sharp, and so that would be her strengths. But you asked me what again about her?
Oh, just I guess like what she presents as her strengths and the most dangerous parts. I think you kind of answered it well there.
Yeah. Her nice and crisp punches, and her strength is a strength for her.
Yeah. And I guess on your side, do you feel like you have more avenues to win here, right? Like she wins a lot of decisions, things like that. We've seen you finish with strikes, submissions, decision. Do you feel like you have more paths to victory here?
I don't. I want to look at the pyramid upside down, and there's not just one way to win. And I want to be, working from a basic thing, and sticking to the basics, to allowing it to open up different ways that I can get the job done. So wherever the fight goes, I'm ready and I'm confident. And I feel like I could win on the feet. I feel like I could win on the ground. I feel like I could win by submission. I feel like I could win by decision. I have not closed myself off to one specific way or one specific avenue. I want to leave my brain and my mind open to winning in several different ways, and whatever presents itself, I'll be able to, capitalize on.
For sure. And just last thing before I get you out of here, Julianna, what do you want this title reign to look like compared to the first time? Like we knew it was going to be the Amanda rematch right away, and like that whole storyline was just kind of overbearing the whole thing. This time feels like it's much more open and much more ways things can go. What kind of champion do you want to be this time around and your reign to look like?
I want to defend my belt. That's all I care about, defending the belt. I need to get my hand raised on Saturday night. And after I get that hand raised, I don't need, I will get my hand raised on Saturday night. And after that, I will defend my belt, and I'll be able to hold on to it longer than I did the last time.
Yeah. Do you think if it is Kayla, is that one of the biggest fights in women's MMA history? Do you feel it'll be?
Sure, but I'm hoping that Amanda will want to come out of retirement. I'm willing to bet that she'll be there and that she'll be watching very intently. And I don't believe that she truly is as done as she claims that she is. I think that she misses the sport. I think that she doesn't know what to do with herself now that she's not fighting. And I think that there will be a little green envious monster in her saying that I can go back there, I can do this, and her thinking that she can beat me. So I know she probably feels that she doesn't have anything to prove against me. I know that she particularly is not fond of Kayla more than she is not fond of me. But my goal will be to get Amanda to get back inside the octagon with me. And that will be the biggest women's fight in UFC history.
Yeah, for sure. And like you said, her and Kayla have their own little dynamic. And I'm sure if she wants to stick to Kayla, come back and say, I want the title fight next, let's finish this trilogy. And I'm sure the UFC would happily oblige and put her next in line.
Hard to deny her, yeah?
Yeah, for sure. Awesome, Julianna. We'll hear much more from you leading up to UFC 307 here. Really appreciate a few minutes of your time here, and really looking forward to this fight. Best of luck.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the time, Mike. Take care.
Have a great day. Thank you.
You too. Bye-bye.